Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan, this is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go Inside the Cave.
And a good Tuesday morning, Lenawee County. It's July 21st, 2020. Ian Went and John Kane inside the cave today with you. Phone number to call the show, 517-265-4000. Let's get things going with our sports update for today.
Now for an Inside the Cave sports update.
All right, we'll start with our COVID-19 update. The Lenawee County Health Department reported Monday that there were 284 confirmed cases of COVID-19. There are 101 people monitoring at home. 167 people discontinued from isolation and improving. 5 people were in the hospital as of Monday afternoon. 11 total deaths from COVID-19 have been reported in Lenawee County. The Clinton Redskins will be no more after the Clinton Board of Education unanimously decided the name Redskins is no longer appropriate. The board is in the process of finding a new mascot during the 2020-21 academic year. Paw Paw High School recently changed from the Redskins to Red Wolves, and 3 other high schools in Michigan still have their Redskins mascot, Camden Frontier, Sandusky, and Saranac. There we go. I knew I could do it.
Today you have to read it to get that one.
Yeah, I know. The Tigers play against another team, Cincinnati, in the first of 2 exhibition games against the Reds before they take them on to start the season Friday. Just 2 preseason games. In a normal year, there's about 20. We talked this week with a guy who's been involved in the game for years. Aaron Klotz says he doesn't see the lack of a stretch of preseason games as an issue.
I happen to know a couple young players that are playing in different organizations, and a kid from Jackson, Michigan. I'm pretty talked with a lot. Ryan Lamar, he's been in the big leagues for a couple years, and I talked to him throughout this whole shutdown. And you know, they've been throwing live with other people in Florida. They've been doing live at bats, and so they put in the work, and they've had their reps. You know, and they're different than. You know, practice reps are different than game reps, but I think those guys have been trying to do simulated work every day. And, you know, you have to because you never know when the season was going to start. So, you know, I'm not too concerned about the 2 games. I mean, they're obviously playing every day. You know, heck, I've watched the Tigers twice on Facebook Live and had Dan Price and all the guys are doing the broadcasting. So it's getting as real as it possibly can. And, I think we're going to see next Thursday. We'll see what happens, right?
And again, that was Aaron Klotz. None of the Tigers' impressive stars of the future will make the initial 2020 roster to start the season. General Manager Al Avila told the media Monday, quoting, "We feel we can get these guys ready to play this year if and when needed, but also get them enough work, and they're going to progress for next year," unquote. Avila said pushing them into the playing field too early could be detrimental to not only their development, but also the team's financial situation with those players in a few years when they will be up for their next contracts. The Tigers open their season for real in Cincinnati against the Reds on Friday. Major League Baseball is adding on-field advertising this season, both real and virtual. Allowed locations include the back of the pitcher's mound, behind home plate, on tarps in the stands, and in the grass and foul territory down the first base lines. Teams have the choice whether to make the ads real or project them virtually during telecast. In addition, physical ads can be put on the on-deck circle. NFL players will be tested daily for the coronavirus for at least the first 2 weeks of training camp, per the league's new testing protocols. The new policy was approved by the NFL and the Players Union. ESPN's Diana Rossini has more.
Testing was a gigantic thing they wanted to make sure that they were getting. They wanted to get it every day, and it seems that the league has come to an agreement that this is the smartest thing. And, when I talked to some players, Zubin, about why it was so important, it wasn't even about them. It was about their families. They felt that if they were able to test negative consistently, they would feel more comfortable going home, being around their children, being around their wives, or perhaps some of them that have their parents who are elderly that live with them. So from just a mental standpoint here at this point, talking to players, they feel relieved that this is something that the league moved forward on and everyone was able to agree on it.
Dr. Alan Sills, the NFL chief medical officer, said more than one negative test is required before players initially enter the building to begin physical exams or any form of team activity. After 2 weeks of daily testing, if the rate of those positive falls below 5% among players and a Tier 1 and Tier 2 individuals, as described in previous protocols, testing would go to every other day. If the rate of positive tests does not fall below that threshold, daily testing would continue until that drops. According to a report by CBS Sports, the 2020 preseason looks like it will be scrapped entirely, as the NFL has offered the NFLPA to play 0 exhibition contests this summer. Adam Schefter of ESPN reports this is a major step as both the owners and union try to hammer out each and every detail for what will be a very unique 2020 season as the league continues to deal with COVID-19 related issues. Here's ESPN's Diana Rossini with more.
Players don't want these preseason games for 2 reasons. One, they don't want to be exposed to COVID-19, obviously, out on the field going up against other teams, but also the physical fitness, right? Most players are just not there yet, and they're probably not going to be able to get into their facilities if they are to test negative again with COVID-19 until August 1st anyway. So they need more time to acclimate.
This was a topic of discussion the players and NFLPA felt very strongly about, and it appears the NFL has listened and taken notice. Now NFL coaches have a bigger challenge getting their teams ready.
Coaches, those are the ones that are really stressed about this no preseason situation if this were to be agreed upon, because we know so many players on this roster show themselves in those games, and guys that maybe they didn't notice in practice are showing themselves in those game-like scenarios. I had one coach I texted with who said, well, no preseason games means camp is going to be a lot more physical because we need live action reps out here to just get our guys ready.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the country's top infectious disease expert, will throw out the ceremonial first pitch of the first game of Major League Baseball's pandemic-delayed regular season. The Washington Nationals announced Fauci accepted the team's invitation to have the pregame honor Thursday. He is a self-described fan of the reigning World Series champs. The Nationals hosted the Yankees to open the season nearly 4 months after it originally was scheduled to begin. And one more, the Toronto Blue Jays are talking to the Pittsburgh Pirates about sharing a Major League ballpark this season after Canada's government barred them from playing in their home stadium amid the pandemic. Pirates president Travis Williams confirmed the talks and sounded ready to welcome the Blue Jays. Williams called it a challenge, but says if the Pirates are able to safely accommodate the Blue Jays, it will bring international attention to Pittsburgh. Blue Jays GM Ross Atkins says the team is focused on getting into a major league facility and has more than 5 backup plans. That'll do it for this look at our sports headlines. There will be more at 8 o'clock. So there you have it. That's what's going on. Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, our top story, of course, Clinton getting the retiring their moniker, their nickname, and looking for something else. It's bound to happen. right?
Yep, and I think that'll be the big question of the day. Since the show started, I don't think there's been anything this big, at least locally, that we've had an opportunity for people to talk on the sports end of things than today.
Right.
And this is a big deal.
Right.
It's a big deal. So, phone number, if you want to call into the show here in Lenawee County, you can call us at
265-4000.
517 is the area code. Phone lines are open. It's the morning after.
Right.
This just happened last night. It's been blown up all over social media. And rightly so. It's a big deal. A lot of thoughts either way. I mean, I guess there's no two ways. There's several different thoughts that obviously went into this and are going to come out of it. And what happens from here down the road is probably bigger than this moment today.
Right. What do they choose? How do they get there?
Yes.
I mean, what process is the board going to decide on in order to choose another name? Because it's been, boy, I'd have to look it up. I don't even know how long it's been, the Redskins. 100 years?
I don't know either. One other thing I didn't know that I learned in that press release put out by the school board last night is that they talked about it in 2010 and decided then that when Washington, the football team, changes, then we'll change.
Okay.
I obviously wasn't around when that happened, but to read that, I thought it was interesting that they talked about it then and they put something in place. They took action then to say, okay, we're open to it if this happens. And then they're sticking to it. Okay, it happened and the last week, like literally just over a week ago, Washington football team changed and their next school board meeting, okay, we're going to honor it.
Right. Well, yeah. It's, again, I hope somehow they involve the people of the Clinton School District, students and parents, as far as coming to a consensus on what they want to change it to. Lots of different ways they can do that, but and it'll take a little time to do. I don't think they're under tremendous pressure here yet. Sports this fall it's kind of hazy. We don't have a clear picture of whether that's going to even happen or not at this point.
Well, yeah, we do. We got word from the MHSAA.
Yeah,
and until further notice,
right,
they're going to happen. Yeah, as scheduled. Should the school have changed their name from Clinton Redskins? I say yes. It should have.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. Absolutely. And like you said, this has been at least 10 years in the making. If they hadn't perhaps revisited it even earlier than that at some point in time. So, yeah. Maybe they can do what we could do.
What is that?
They could start a Twitter poll and see
Oh. Yeah.
possible names. I mean, we could do that. We could start a Twitter poll. If you got a name you want to put on the Twitter poll.
Oh, you're saying I should do one right now?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
If you want.
Well, I can do it during the break.
Yeah, we can do that during the break and come up with possible names for the people in Clinton to think about, consider, see who votes and where the votes lie, and they total up and kind of start the process moving here, and because that can be hard. Picking a name can be that sometimes can be tough. So and and every community kind of wants to be unique with their name. Maybe not even just in the area, but kind of sort of just in the whole state if they can do that. So,
That's true. Now, thinking about this, I mean, news broke late last night, relatively late. So I've been thinking about this almost all night and all morning. And me personally, I'm not in a position to know what is considered like derogatory or a slur toward Native Americans. From what I've heard, this term is it. Have I talked to Native Americans about this? No. Are there Native Americans upset by this term? Yes. Are there some that are not upset by it? Certainly.
But
You've heard it both ways.
right.
In general, yes, it should have been. Now, moving forward, what can be learned from this?
Well, and also moving forward, it wouldn't surprise me that other names associated with Native Americans could be on the chopping block as well.
Yes. I mean, I posed the question in our sort of group chat with the other cave dwellers. When's it going to change for, at least locally, when's Tecumseh going to change?
Or
Locally,
if
I mean, a lot of people did not think Clinton would change unless they knew about their discussion 10 years ago, which I didn't. All the indication I've known is that the Clinton community here in Lenawee does not see that name in that way. They feel it's
right.
honoring and all that. And I think you can still do that, and you'll have to do it very creatively.
Exactly.
Certainly. I
That's
think
why-
they'll do it the right way.
Yeah. So that's why I think the process is going to take a little bit of time, and they'll have to consider, I think, a number of different options. I'm thinking that they may strongly consider some kind of a name that's closely associated with the village of Clinton, and the Clinton community, and the history of the village and the community. That may not necessarily be so, but I'm thinking that's some of those might get some strong consideration. So we'll find out.
One of the underlying reasons for changing the Washington Redskins, or now the Clinton Redskins, is there should be a cultural change. We shouldn't be portraying Native Americans in this way.
Right.
Is changing the name of something going to change your attitude towards it?
I don't know.
No. I think this needs to happen, and I think people need to understand that people are offended by this. Native Americans are offended by this. We can honor them in a different way. We
Right.
can do it differently. And you'll have to figure what that thing is. You have to figure out what that thing is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. And like I said, it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some consideration, and I really think they're going to consider things that are closely tied to their area and makes them unique. So, but we'll see. You'll have a chance to maybe get on the Twitter poll and give us some suggestions.
Yes, I'll pose the question on Twitter. I'm not going to create my own poll
Right.
necessarily. I'll pose the question.
Okay,
and then you can
sure.
reply to it what you think, because there are hundreds of options
Oh yeah,
out there right
absolutely.
now. This the morning after The Clinton School Board voted unanimously to retire the Redskins name from Clinton Community Schools. We'll open up the phone lines when we come back. The phone number.
265-4000.
517 is the area code. I still love playing that drop when we're on the air together. Sounds so dumb. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more Inside the Cave. You can bring your phone calls in at that number and talk about Clinton, or what are your thoughts on Tecumseh, because that can be the next change here locally. We'll be right back with more Inside the Cave with Ian Wentz and John Kane.
We are so grateful to our local heroes, those serving our community every day, to the people working at our grocery stores. We are encouraged by your bravery as you keep our homes stocked with food. To our first responders, how we are grateful for your courage when you come to the need of our community. To our medical personnel and their support teams working on the front lines to combat this deadly virus. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. So as a community, let us join together while keeping appropriate social distancing and tell our local heroes how much we love and appreciate their sacrifice and the sacrifices of their loved ones. May God's mighty hand protect and guide each of you during these uncertain times.
This message is brought to you by 3-Dimensional Physical Therapy, 3D PT, because people matter.
Wouldn't it be sweet to have an endless supply of Culver's fresh frozen custard always at the ready? Just do what we do. Start each day by pouring fresh dairy into your precise temperature-controlled custard machine. Trust me, once you have one, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Adjust flow to produce creamy ribbons of frozen custard. And lastly, this is the best part, do the spoon test to ensure smooth texture. Yum!
Better yet, come to Culver's and leave the whole frozen custard made throughout the day thing to us. Welcome to Delicious.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID19.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor, and it's easier than ever to tap into the convenience of smart home technology during the Hunter Douglas Smart Shade Savings Event that's going on now through September 7th. Enjoy valuable rebates starting at $150 on qualifying purchases of Hunter Douglas motorized shades like insulating duet honeycomb shades or dramatic pirouette window shades or the revolutionary Sonnet cellular roller shades, all equipped with the advanced wireless technology of PowerView motorization. Using this smart technology, the associated smart hub, and the mobile devices you use every day, you can easily program your motorized shades to move automatically to the scenes and schedules you set. Plus, PowerView integrates easily with some of the most popular home automation systems, intelligent shades, and smart savings. Connect with rebates now through September 7th. Limitations and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Lisa.
As the new owners of Noggle Heating and Cooling, we assure you that we are still your local Lennox dealer.
Don't just guess if you're getting the best. We know you'll feel comfortable in your home with a Lennox. A Lennox will make the air cooler, warmer, drier, cleaner, and better, with innovative systems that are exceptionally quiet and energy efficient.
Our crew has the expertise and resources to serve you in the best possible way.
Call 423-3121. We're ready to serve you at Noggle Heating and Cooling.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get auto, home, business, farm, and life insurance all from one agency? Well, that's where the D.S. Johnson & Associates comes in. They can help protect what is important to you. So why not simplify your life? See the D.S. Johnson & Associates in Adrian, Morenci, or Monroe, or give them a call today at 517-263-2582. Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio, subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Are your floors screaming for a makeover? If so, O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering in Tecumseh, with their combined 160 years of experience, wants to help. O'Connor & Sons sell and install many styles of floor covering. They have the area's largest selection of luxury vinyl tile and planks, which are completely waterproof. O'Connor & Sons also carries Cali Bamboo, which are the world's hardest floors. Pet problems? No worries. They have pet-proof carpet that is guaranteed against all pet stains. O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering on Russell Road in Tecumseh. Call them at 423-6170, or for more information, check them out on Facebook at O'Connor & Sons Flooring.
We want to take you out to the ballpark. At 96.5 The Cave, we created Ball with a Twist. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 2. Lenawee County High School teachers, administrators, and coaches will swing for the fences and play ball live from Cave Stadium. John Kane, Jeff Bowman, John Roberts, Pat Hayes, and Ian Wendt will call the action on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. The Lenawee Diamond League is brought to you by Hyatt Insurance and Beecher Street Car Wash.
96.5 The Cave. Sports for Lenawee County.
Welcome back inside the cave. Ian Wendt, John Kane on a Tuesday, I should say, morning.
We'll get
throwing
to that
everything
we'll
off
get
this
to,
week.
We'll get to that
Again.
later in the week.
Goodness gracious. 7:27 this morning. Glad to have you along with us with your morning cup of coffee or your morning drive here inside the cave. We're talking Clinton Schools retiring the name Redskins last night. What are your thoughts on that? Phone number is 517-265-4000. You can call the show. Tweet at us at 965thecave, facebook.com/965thecave. It is up on our Twitter. What should replace the Redskins name? Leave your replies on our Twitter page, twitter.com/965thecave.
You know, not only that, but like we said before, it'll be interesting to see if this process begins to affect other nicknames as well. Obviously, that one is the most offensive. But there's other ones that might be offensive to Native Americans, and we're going to see how this process plays out. I think it's going to take quite some time for all the changes that possibly could be made to be made. So, but it's going to be interesting.
I think there are two dominoes, obviously, that could fall in Lenawee. And it's Clinton and Tecumseh. I mean, there's no way to talk around it. If another one is going to change, it's the Tecumseh Indians.
Right. Absolutely.
Whether that happens, we don't know. We'll see. But we do know Clinton Redskins are no more. Phone number to call the show, 265-4000. We'll keep the phone line open for that all morning. So even if we're talking about something completely different, if you are either from the Clinton area or have your thoughts on that, we'll break from what we're talking about and take your phone call, because it's an important time in the Clinton community and Lenawee County for this change to take place.
Been a long time coming. Yeah, the other thing, if anyone out there happens to know how long the nickname for the Clinton schools has been the Redskins, give us a call, a jingle, whatever, and let us know. We haven't been able to look it up yet, but it's been a long time, and like I said, maybe it's even been 100 years. So, back to 1920. So that's possible.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's another big day in sports.
Okay.
Hour or so north of us, Detroit, the Tigers will be playing baseball against a different team today.
Today.
You don't seem excited.
Well, Friday, you know.
Well, that's opening day.
Right.
They're playing a spring training game against Cincinnati today.
Who's pitching in that game? Do we know?
Well, we do know Matthew Boyd is starting Friday, so I figure they would, if they're doing a 5-man rotation, it'll probably be 4-5.
I'm guessing probably closer to 4 with a 60-game schedule. Nonetheless, but so who have we got in there? Boyd, Zimmerman.
Well, Zimmerman's hurt now.
Okay, so he's not.
He's on the DL.
So we got.
I've not seen a projected lineup.
Boyd and
Norris,
Nova,
and
maybe Fulmer.
Yep. There's, you could go with. Well, there's no starter actually named yet for the Tigers today. They'll be going up against Trevor Bauer for Cincinnati. Looking at MLB.com, there's no lineup.
Okay.
Really, no starting pitcher announced. They'll probably wait till they have to release that. But your typical suspects in the field for the Tigers. I watched probably 10, 15 minutes of an exhibition game last night. It was...
Yeah, isn't it strange that this year we have to call it an exhibition game? Because in years past it was always a spring training game. That's what we called them, spring training games. Never called them exhibition games before this year.
No, and there's only 2.
Right, today and tomorrow, right? And then they get ready to go to Cincinnati on Friday.
Yes. So I was watching, it was the Angels and Padres.
Were there any last night, or are these the first in all the league?
I'm pretty sure it was live last night.
Okay.
Well, now we gotta look it up. It wasn't a replay because there were no fans there. Yep, it was spring training last night. It was L.A. and San Diego.
Was that the only one?
I don't know. It's the one I saw on TV.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say that I was almost brought to tears by seeing live sports happen, but it was closer than you'd probably think.
Okay.
The players were having fun. They were wearing a mask when they needed to. They were making plays and having fun. And they were able to do it. That was nice to see. We've been talking about, will they be able to do it? Will football be able to do this and do it right? Will baseball? Will hockey? Will golf? NASCAR? And to see baseball get that done, it's a bit of an emotional release, I guess, of seeing it actually happen. It was so cool. I thought it was so cool. We reported, I think last week, that they're going to pipe in music or sound effects from the video game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if they're doing it at the ballpark or if just the TV truck is doing it.
Oh, for the television audience.
Yes.
Okay. So
I haven't read up on that.
So are they piping in crowd noise? Is that?
Yeah, but I don't know if it'll be like through the PA system at the ballpark or if the TV network is going to do it.
You mean for starting Friday?
No, I heard it last night.
Oh, last night. Okay.
Yeah, so like they would strike someone out and you'd hear applause. There's no one in the stands.
Okay.
It must have felt really weird for the players, especially if they heard the stuff being pumped into the stadium.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of getting used to this year. So, I'm sure everyone is sitting there saying, just concentrate on what you normally do. I mean, most of the time, a lot of the times, players either have to, block out extraneous noises and stuff when so maybe they're just saying regular, just concentrate on what you usually do, and we'll see how this is going to go.
The umpires will have an interesting time. They'll probably get heckled the least they've ever been. If you're at a stadium full of people and the manager is yelling at you and dropping certain words that the TV doesn't pick up, well, he's not going to have that luxury this year.
They could always do that, They could always grab some umpire heckling noise and of course it would be primarily for the home team. But
yes.
Yeah, they could always pump that in too.
Yeah, but the coach or manager can't say words we can't say, but that they do say during the game, that call was whatever, that's not a strike. Not going to get away with that this year. They'll have to manage differently.
We should get that's another poll that we can do sometime in the future. We could do a Twitter poll and ask the people to vote on the first Major League Baseball manager to get the boot in the 2020 season.
That'd be a good one. And how did they get thrown out?
Yeah.
Would be interesting.
Yeah. It probably was a play at the plate.
Certainly a possibility.
And then the manager could get thrown out at home as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if anyone got thrown out of that game. I was in bed before it ended, but just to see how it'll look during the season.
Yeah, I know. Because especially if it was the visiting team manager, because then he gets thrown out. Well, there'd be all kinds of cheers going on in the stands from the home crowd.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that they can do, but I was just kind of curious as to who you think will be the first MLB manager to get tossed in the 2020 season, if at all. Who
maybe
knows?
they'll behave.
Yeah, maybe
all cameras are on them.
Maybe they'll be on their best behavior, because
maybe.
I don't know. I just find it hard to believe in this particular season that you'd see a manager get up in the face of an umpire, because that was something that used to happen.
Yep.
I mean, they were almost nose to nose on some occasions.
And then the crowd gets into it.
Conversing with one another. Or perhaps maybe the umpire wasn't conversing too much. It was just the manager. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
You could see that happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe our listeners watched that game that I'm talking about and want to give their 2 cents on it. Also, the phone lines are open for the Clinton community, or I guess just the listening area.
Right.
What your thoughts are on Clinton retiring the Redskins name last night. The only kind of, I'll say, shook I was watching that game is they do certain camera angles to get the crowd, just to see the scope of who's there. And they did one from behind home plate, looking out into the outfield. That was kind of weird.
Well, we actually, there was a story. We didn't have time to do it during our update this morning. But they've doubled the number of cameras. So they can get more shots, I guess. I'm going to see how that works out.
Yeah. It'll be a learning process for them, too.
Uh-huh. Right.
So I guess they do need a couple practice games.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah. And and the TV people, I think, would like a few practice games to kind of run through their stuff as well. Because obviously TV is far more important this year than it's ever been. Right now, it's the only way for fans to be able to see the game. So we'll see how that goes.
So before we get to the break, I mean, here's the rotation on the depth chart so far. This doesn't have, obviously, the 5 or 4 in the rotation. You got Matthew Boyd, Jordan Zimmerman, who is on the 45-day DL, Spencer Turnbull, Ivan Nova, Daniel Norris, Tyler Alexander, and Michael Fulmer. So it's safe to say Boyd, Norris, Fulmer. People have been impressed with Nova and Turnbull, I think, if you're going with 4 for the Tigers. The Zimmerman injury makes it obviously more of a situation where a younger guy could get in there, get some starts.
Oh, absolutely.
For the Tigers. So,
and even in a 4-man rotation, you might not get much more than, I mean, that's 60 games. I do not see any of those guys getting 15 starts. I mean, if you take a 4-man rotation into 60 games, I don't see that happening. I would say that 10 might be the most that you're going to get.
Yeah, it's an interesting managing strategy.
Yeah.
With this is if you go with a 4-man, I mean, this is a marathon baseball season. There are not many days off.
Right.
Is that going to affect guys? A lot of these pitchers, at least veterans, need
extra day.
But do they need it because it's a 160-game season?
Well,
or because they need it because their arm, you're throwing 95 miles an hour.
A 4-man rotation for some pitchers doesn't work, but every team and the managers, they got their scooch pitcher. And
now I got to turn the music off and play that. 1 second. I was all ready to go to break.
They deserve to scooch.
All right.
And for some pitchers that want 5 days, then they got to put the scooch, insert the scooch pitcher. He scooches them along to the next day, gives them whoever needs an extra day of rest. So, yeah.
A lot of big topics to talk about today.
Certainly the Tigers are going to probably go with either a 4 or a 4.5-man rotation. 4 and a scooch.
That seems like a good time to break. How about that?
Yeah.
4 and a scooch.
We're overtime, actually.
517-265-4000, the number to call to get inside the cave. If you want to talk about Clinton schools making a name change or the Tigers opening day for exhibition being tonight, call the show. 265-4000. We'll be right back inside the cave.
I'm Stan the Man, I am, and I have to say it feels like spring outside today. But spring rains have sprung, and older roofs and spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weak. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today. We'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, call 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you, for Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, Tom. That's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
Call 800-668-1928 or visit DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
We've been doing business in downtown Tecumseh since 1982. Hi, this is Ed Hall with Carpet on Wheels. That's 38 years as a family-owned local business. Of course, we couldn't have done it without the support of our clients, but there's something to be said about being around for so long. We carry newer selections of floor covering, window treatments, and area rugs. We professionally install everything we sell. Stop in, see for yourself. Get the quality you need and the service you deserve at Carpet on Wheels.
Hi, my name is Janie Navarro. I'm a realtor with Excel Realty. I am fluent in Spanish and love assisting the Hispanic community. Call or text me anytime so I can assist you in buying or selling a home. Buenos días, mi nombre es Janie Navarro. Soy una agente de real estate con Excel Realty. Puedo ayudarles con la compra y venta de su casa. Me encanta ayudar a mi comunidad España. Sé que puede ser difícil si no habla inglés. Llámame o mándame un texto y estaré lista para asistirles. 403-4215.
The Springs BP on West US 223 near Onstead Highway is your locally owned one-stop convenience store. The Springs BP Beer Cave is fully stocked and has a huge selection of craft beer along with all of the standards. If you're looking for something a little different, they have a variety of prepared cocktails and drink mixes plus state minimum prices on their huge selection of liquor. The Springs BP also has propane tank exchanges, fishing licenses, and bait. So if you're headed to the lake for the weekend or just heading home, make sure you stop and shop at the Springs BP.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
Michigan's auto insurance laws are changing, and that means drivers have a lot to think about, right, Steve Hayes?
People are going to have to be hands-on on their auto insurance. They've got a lot of choices here. Bodily injury limits or your PIP choice. You're going to stay unlimited, or do you want to ramp it down?
But one thing hasn't changed. The local independent agents at Hayes Insurance Agency. They know the new laws inside and out. And whether you're one of their customers or not, they'll help you make an intelligent, informed decision.
It's not uncommon for us to take calls for 5 hours a day of just questions. I get a lot of paperwork that might be intimidating, and we walk them through it. We don't tell people what they should do. We're going to give them the option.
From the simplest questions to the most complex, count on Steve Hayes and his staff at the Hayes Insurance Agency.
I want to be the agent that has the most knowledge about these new laws.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Hayes Insurance, 423-8316.
Where Lenawee County tunes for sports. 96.5, The Cave.
.748 inside the cave. A Tuesday morning. Ian Wendt, John Kane with you. Glad to have you along with us. Real quick, if you're just tuning in, big news out of Clinton last night. Their Redskins name will be no more. The board decided unanimously to retire the name. Your thoughts on that? Phone lines are open, 265-4000. Also, Tigers exhibition opening day is tonight. Tell you what, that is something I will be watching. And I think a lot of people will be. This might be a season where you just have fun. I mean, there's always pressure to win. You're getting paid hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to play. But this year, you get to play baseball. Have fun. We want to see you have fun playing baseball. It'll be different without fans. Yes. Is there still a global pandemic? Yes. But we made it work so you can play baseball. Have fun. I know Miggy's going to have fun. He's probably the most fun guy I've ever watched play baseball, Miguel Cabrera. So I'm looking forward to that. They say the opening pitch is about 6:40. That might end up becoming 7 o'clock. I don't know. That's according to the internet, what they're saying that first pitch will be. We have about 5 minutes till we have to go to another break. But we do have an update on something we talked about last week.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. College football. Another thing we're not sure we're going to have this fall. there have been some schools that have opted out. Mostly, none of the biggies have done that yet. But we went through 247 Sports, had their top 20 games of the season that they simulated. And I got to say, and of course, I went through this list with Ian last week to see how he would do at predicting the winner and the scores and all that. And then
You suck.
yeah, see, he's prefacing here. He's prefacing. So, but I have to admit that the simulations were like spot on. They were. Just,
come on.
They were like spot on. Everyone knew that Michigan was going to beat Ohio State 51-32. Everybody knew.
Did they?
According to the simulation, they did.
Yeah, according to the simulation.
Oh, let's
So-
see.
so there
let's
were-
see. Let's see. That's 19 points in Michigan's favor, and Ian picked 14 points in Ohio State's favor. So that's a 33-point swing.
Yes. And I'm glad we saved those projections for the
Why
season.
you want to revisit if we ever get college football this fall?
I would love to revisit that, John. I'd love nothing more. So we got 17 of them.
Right, and
we
there were 3 games
speculating
that there are 1, 2, and 3 games that they hadn't done yet. So we speculated. We did. Where's that one?
Oh.
He must be pretty good. Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
We did pretty good on that, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah. They know what to do and how to do it. So first of all, we put Clemson and Notre Dame in as one of the games. We didn't rank them by order. We just put them in as one of the 3. We actually talked about Alabama and Georgia, but
Yeah.
I kind of dismissed that one because it would have to be in the Southeastern Conference Championship game, and I didn't even know if that was going to be played or how that was going to work out. And then we were scratching our heads at the last one, and we used a process of elimination. We looked at the list, and we said to ourselves, what one pretty good team so far hasn't showed up on the list? And we said, I guess I don't even know the Nittany Lions fight song.
Yeah, it's this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we said Penn State.
It was either Ohio State or Michigan.
Right.
Since they were so high on Michigan, maybe it was Penn State, Michigan.
Yeah, we thought maybe, but I think we were more leaning towards Ohio State because they had already been on the list, twice or no? Was it twice or 3 times? So twice against Michigan and against Oregon. So, and lo and behold, that was their number 1 game of the season, Ohio State and Penn State. And I think they pretty much came out with maybe one exception. They had Ohio State defeating Penn State, which Ian would say.
You're not going to let me guess?
I don't know.
I've guessed all the other ones.
Okay, so you were going to guess Ohio State anyway.
I was.
So that was,
24-20.
And actually, I think that was fairly close to the score. I didn't actually write that score down and have to go back and get it. But Ohio State, and then Alabama and Georgia.
They probably had Bama by a touchdown.
Well, it was Bama, but it wasn't. It was not a squeaker. It was
really?
Yeah.
So Alabama, who in that same simulation got crushed by USC.
Well,
beats
yeah.
Georgia.
Lost to LSU. Crushed by USC.
Okay.
They defeat Georgia. And then, of course, the last one was Notre Dame and Clemson. And I know how you were going to pick that game. But
that could be really close, I think. I mean, Notre Dame's got their quarterback back, whom I love because of his name. He's got a great name. Perfect name. That's the only reason I like him. But, man, Trevor Lawrence is just so good.
I know.
And
he is.
Notre Dame lost a good edge rusher to the Lions in the draft.
Right.
So I think the Trevor Lawrence factor gives Clemson an edge, and they probably win 27-20.
It was 44-25.
Oh, wow.
But the Irish won.
Okay, we have to go to break. Simulation continues to be garbage. We'll be back with hour number 2 inside
Where's
the cave.
Where's that drop? He's going to look for it here somewhere.
Get to it in a minute. We have to go to break. We'll be back. John will have the headlines at 8 o'clock. You're listening to Inside the Cave.
Summer has finally arrived, and now that it's here, you better believe hot, muggy days are on the horizon. That means you need your air conditioner working at peak performance. If it's not, chances are you haven't had it checked recently. Or perhaps your air conditioner has checked out and is simply not keeping you cool on those hot, muggy days. Citizens Gas Fuel Company in Adrian can help with an air conditioning inspection. Trained professionals from Citizens Gas will come out and perform a complete inspection of your air conditioning unit to make sure it is ready for this upcoming hot and muggy summer. So do not spend another day wishing that you were cool and comfortable. Call Citizens Gas Fuel Company at 517-265-2144 today and schedule your air conditioning inspection. Again, that phone number is 517-265-2144 and schedule your air conditioning inspection. Citizens Gas Fuel Company, your local gas company, and more.
Is your asphalt driveway cracking? Does it need maintenance? After years of wear and tear, this is Rocky from K&B Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. We do seal coating, hot rubber crack filling, and unlike others, we also do our own striping, patching, and paving. We are your one-stop shop for all your driveway and parking lot needs. We have 25 years of expertise and are fully insured for commercial and residential work. Visit us online or call 264-2541 for more information. At K&B Asphalt, we pledge to keep our customers satisfied by providing expert service with quality materials at a competitive price.
Concerned about what's in your pet food? Wondering if your pet is slowing down because of old age or just something else? Come to Red Mill Pet Supplies. Many pets can benefit by switching to our unique raw food products. They have the highest nutritional value because nothing is lost during processing. Let us help teach you the differences. All your pet's need for a healthier, happier life can be found at 1111 West Chicago Boulevard, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and on Facebook at Red Mill Pet Supplies.
We support a lot of local businesses, and we appreciate you supporting us. This is Josh Holly, General Sales Manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. Here's reasons to get your next vehicle from us. Chevy makes the best vehicles on the road. You'll discover our staff is always professional and friendly. And if you don't find the vehicle you want on our lot, we have access to a huge inventory through the Suburban Collection. Come out and experience the difference on the corner of M52 and US 12 at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. Make the choice.
We want to take you out to the ballpark. At 96.5 The Cave, we created Ball with a Twist. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 2. Lenawee County High School teachers, administrators, and coaches will swing for the fences and play ball live from Cave Stadium. John Kane, Jeff Bowman, John Roberts, Pat Hayes, and Ian Wendt will call the action on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. The Lenawee Diamond League is brought to you by Hyatt Insurance and Beecher Street Car Wash.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports. Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. This is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go inside the cave.
Hour number 2 of Inside the Cave.
You got to find a way to replicate what you did.
Couldn't agree more, because
probably our best 60-minute performance of the year.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. Hour number 2 inside the cave. It's 8 o'clock. Ian Wentz, John Kane, hanging out with you.
You're the only one that
until-
uses that drop.
No,
You sure?
I'm positive. I know Jeff loves it.
Oh, yeah?
So does John Roberts. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
You don't like it?
I didn't say I didn't like
I
it.
love
I
it.
just asked if you're the only one that used it.
Oh. No.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well,
So it's 8 o'clock. It's
Yep.
time for a.
Now for an Inside the Cave sports update.
all right. Last night, the Clinton Board of Education, this is our top story, unanimously decided the name Redskins is no longer appropriate for the school district. So it has been retired. And the board is now in the process of finding a new mascot and name during the 2020-2021 academic year. So that is our big news here that just happened last night. There are still, Paw Paw High School just recently changed from Redskins to Red Wolves, and there are 3 other high schools in Michigan that still have the Redskin mascot name: Camden Frontier, Sandusky, and Saranac. So we've invited people to contact us. Let us know how they feel, whether you're a student, a parent, an employee of the district, an alum. Let us know. You must have talked to Jeff on this, right?
Talk to Jeff on it.
Well, he's an alum.
I mean, we talked in our group chat on a text.
I'm pretty sure he's all for it. Although I haven't talked to him about it.
Me neither.
So, anyway, it's out there. And you're out there in the community. Think about get something started. Start tossing around some ideas and get as many people involved in the decision-making process, I think, or at least the data gathering process as you can. Give the board a hand. Number 1, for doing it. And number 2, to help them out to get the successor name and mascot for Clinton Public Schools. Okay. The Tigers, they're going to play against another team, it says here, at Cincinnati. In the first 2 exhibition games against the Reds. Isn't that kind of strange, you know? You're going to play 2 for fun, and then the third one's for real?
Yeah, sure.
And they're going to play like 7 straight games?
I think it's 5.
No, the 5 are for real. You're going to do the 2 for fun first.
Oh, I thought it was 2 for fun and then 3 for real.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a 5-game series.
Well, let me check the schedule.
Yeah, check the schedule.
Okay. Reds tonight, tomorrow night, day off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the Reds. So 5 total.
Oh, okay. I
3
didn't
for
know
real.
2 of them
And then
were...
they play a 5er versus, actually 4 versus Kansas City. And then they play Cincinnati.
Again?
Yep.
Only this time...
They're part of the...
In Comerica?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So, it's going to be fun. Do we have a time on that? You said 6:40?
It says 6:40 tonight.
So that's going to be on TV somewhere.
Yeah, they don't have where.
Okay.
TV things might be a little different this year for who's carrying it or how they're getting the feed. I know some broadcasters are not going with their teams. Who knows?
Okay, well...
Not me, that's for sure.
Just two preseason games, which I said before they have to call them because we can't call them spring training games like we usually do. That's about 10% of normal. But Aaron Klotz, who the Cave got some comments on. Says he doesn't see the lack of a stretch of preseason games as an issue.
I happen to know a couple young players that are playing in different organizations, and a kid from Jackson, Michigan, I'm pretty talked with a lot, Ryan Lamar. He's been in the big leagues for a couple years, and I talked to him throughout this whole shutdown. And, you know, they've been throwing live with other people in Florida. They've been doing live at-bats, and so they put in the work, and they've had their reps, you know, and they're different than, you know, practice reps are different than game reps, but I think those guys have been trying to do simulated work every day. And, you know, you have to, because you never know when the season was going to start. So, you know, I'm not too concerned about the 2 games. I mean, they're obviously playing every day. You know, heck, I've watched the Tigers twice on Facebook Live, and Dan Price and all the guys are doing the broadcasting. So it's getting as real as it possibly can. And I think we're going to see next Thursday. We'll see what happens, right?
And that was Aaron Klotz, a guy that knows a lot about baseball. Very successful career. Continuing on with the Tigers, none of the kids are along for the ride. That's what we find out. None of the future stars in the making, maybe, hopefully, are going to make the initial 2020 roster for the season. General Manager Al Avila told Media Monday, "We feel we can get these guys ready to play this year if and when needed, but also get them enough work that they're going to progress for next year." Vila said pushing them into playing too early could be detrimental, not only to their development, but also the team's financial situation with those players in a few years when they will be up for their next contracts. Well, I'm glad Avila put that in, because that's a big part of the puzzle consideration that the Tigers are going to do with these young players. You bring them up, especially for a shortened season, you start the clock running on all kinds of financial and free agent issues. So they're going to be down there, and what they're playing, inter squad games? Is that how that's going to work down there? Because you can have like a 60-man roster, but there's
a taxi squad.
Yeah, so they're going to play inter squad games and that kind of thing.
I mean, they're gonna throw. I mean, you're talking Casey Mize, Matt Manning. They're gonna throw. Torkelson and Green are gonna hit. Where they do it or how they do it, I'm not sure.
And that can be an advantage for both of them, you know. Torkelson takes some throws against, you know, Mize and company, because he was struggling a little bit with the major league pitching. So that'll give him a chance to get things around. Speaking Major League Baseball, they're adding on-field advertising this season, both real and virtual. All kinds of locations, including back of the pitcher's mound. That's one I hadn't thought of, but you could probably pick that up pretty good from that center field camera shot. So teams have the choice whether to make the ads real or project them virtually during the telecast. So, in addition, physical ads could be put on the on-deck circle. Lots of space for ads. And, of course, is that perhaps a reason that they've doubled the isolated camera angles from 12 to 24? Get more ads in there?
Sure.
Okay. This will allow for frame rate cameras to stream directly to the new replay operations and the ballpark video rooms. They have, I didn't remember this. They have cut the time that a manager has to decide whether to challenge an umpire's call. It has been cut from by a third, from 30 to 20 seconds. Wow. Does he, if he comes out at the 21-second mark, is that like an automatic ejection? You think we'll find out?
I think we will. Or they just won't grant them the ability to challenge.
Because, well, I'm just thinking that a manager that's steamed, I don't think he's going to check his watch to see if he...
No, he's got a coach for that.
If he made it out there
He'll be out there shouting and say, "You got 10 seconds. Hurry it up."
Yeah, make up your mind if you're going to do
We
something.
We going to challenge
here.
it or what?
Yeah,
maybe.
You're going to challenge it or you're going to get the boot. Let's. Okay. NFL players will be tested daily for coronavirus for at least the first 2 weeks of training camp, per the league's new testing protocols. The new policy was approved by the NFL and the Players Union. Diana Rossini has more.
Testing was a gigantic thing they wanted to make sure that they were getting. They wanted to get it every day, and it seems that the league has come to an agreement that this is the smartest thing. And, when I talked to some players, Zubin, about why it was so important, it wasn't even about them. It was about their families. They felt that if they were able to test negative consistently, they would feel more comfortable going home, being around their children, being around their wives, or perhaps some of them that have their parents who are elderly that live with them. So from just a mental standpoint here at this point, talking to players, they feel relieved that this is something that the league moved forward on and everyone was able to agree on it.
All right, Dr. Alan Sills, the NFL chief medical officer, said more than one negative test is required before players initially enter the building to begin physical exams or any form of team activity. So we were speculating, Ian, 800 players, and maybe more with staff included. That's a lot of daily testing.
Sure is. A lot of quick turnaround as well.
Right. And they're going to need at least 2 negative tests to be able to get in the building. So it says after 2 weeks of daily testing, if the rate of those positive tests falls below 5% among players in Tier 1 and Tier 2 individuals, as described in the previously NFL protocols, testing would go to every other day. If the rate of positive tests doesn't fall below that threshold, daily testing would continue until it drops. So, but you'd get a situation, I'm sure, if you test positive, does that mean 2 weeks? You're off 2 weeks before you can get another test to see if you can get in the building?
Not according to that. I mean, you could be tested and on your road to recovery if you're not showing symptoms.
Right.
And then 2 days later you take it and you're negative. And they say, okay, that's good, but we want you to do it again just to make sure. I haven't seen anything in terms of time in between those tests.
Okay. According to a report by CBS Sports, the 2020 preseason looks like it's going to be scrapped entirely. So now we've gone from 4 preseason games to 2 preseason games to perhaps no preseason games in the NFL. And there are a number of people that are concerned about whether the season is going to happen at all. Adam Schefter of ESPN reports this is a major step as both owners and union try to hammer out each and every detail for what will be a very unique 2020 season as the league continues to deal with the COVID-19 related issues. Diana Rossini has more.
Players don't want these preseason games for 2 reasons. One, they don't want to be exposed to COVID-19, obviously, out on the field going up against other teams, but also the physical fitness, right? Most players are just not there yet, and they're probably not going to be able to get into their facilities if they are to test negative again with COVID-19 until August 1st anyway. So they need more time to acclimate.
This is a topic of discussion the players in the NFLPA felt very strongly about, and it appears the NFL has listened and taken notice. Now, NFL coaches have a bigger challenge getting their teams ready for the season.
Coaches, those are the ones that are really stressed about this no preseason situation if this were to be agreed upon, because we know so many players on this roster show themselves in those games, and guys that maybe they didn't notice in practice are showing themselves in those game-like scenarios. I had one coach I texted with who said, well, no preseason games means camp is going to be a lot more physical because we need live action reps out here to just get our guys ready.
Okay. Things going on in the NFL. We hope it comes to pass. This is a story I wanted to talk a little bit about. The Toronto Blue Jays are talking to the Pittsburgh Pirates about sharing a Major League ballpark this season after Canada's government barred them from playing in their home stadium amid the coronavirus pandemic. Pirates president Travis Williams confirmed the talks and sounded ready to welcome the Blue Jays. Williams calls it a challenge, but says if the Pirates are able to safely accommodate the Blue Jays, it will bring international attention to Pittsburgh. Blue Jays general manager Ross Atkins says the team is focused on getting into a major league facility and has more than 5 backup plans. So isn't this interesting? The Blue Jays get the shutout, which, actually is probably a positive thing for the Tigers. A little bit less travel if they go to Pittsburgh than Toronto because they're in the same division. So that's a thing. But apparently we know what kind of dog wags the tail in Canada because the Toronto Blue Jays baseball team has been barred, yet the National Hockey League is going to be playing boatloads of hockey games in Toronto this season.
Yeah, big issue with that. That doesn't make any sense.
When
I saw those reports yesterday about the Blue Jays, I'm going, isn't every hockey team going to Canada?
Yeah.
There are 0 teams, at least in the first round or what have you. They're not in America at all. They're letting them over to play.
And so what's going to happen to the Toronto Blue Jays baseball team? Are they basically just going to leave Canada? Because there's no reason for them to be in Toronto except, it's their home.
You mean like for the season?
Yeah, for the season.
Yeah, they're going to move into Pittsburgh's ballpark.
So they're all going to move to Pittsburgh. And when they have home games, where are they going to stay? When they have home games in Pittsburgh, where are they going to stay?
Well, they could, I don't know, get a hotel for 2 months for the 60-game season. It's shorter than normal, so I don't know.
So, but yeah, you got, because, they still have the border closed between the U.S. and Canada.
To, I think, quote, non-essential
personnel,
travel.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the border's open if you're a hockey player and you're going either to Toronto or Edmonton. But family members, there's even husbands and wives that can't see one another because the border is closed. And there is some speculation that it may remain closed for another year. So
now, if there's issue people have with you're going to spread it here in Canada, I doubt they're having fans there, number one. And if you're bringing in American teams, they're also getting tested. Probably regularly, routinely, weekly, twice a week.
Right.
You're going to catch it. Like, you're not catch it as in catch the virus, but you're going to detect it really early with these players. But safety is obviously number one.
I mean, it's obvious that hockey, of course, is a much bigger sport in Canada than baseball. You have what? One baseball team and 6, 7 hockey
hundreds
teams.
of, yeah.
So that's how it goes. So too bad you play baseball in Canada. All right. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the country's top infectious disease expert, will throw out the ceremonial first pitch at the first game of Major League Baseball's pandemic-delayed regular season, the Washington Nationals announced. This will be going on Thursday. So even though the Tigers don't start till Friday, there are a handful of teams that are starting Thursday, right? I think so.
Yes. Yep.
So, and of course, the Nationals are hosting the Yankees. So I guess you really can't kick it off any bigger than that down in the nation's capital.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck. I hope Fauci can get it to the plate. Some of those, I'm sure he's practicing, but some of those ceremonial first pitches don't quite get there. But I got confidence in that. So, that is the update here for the second hour. I think we'll be back or something.
Yeah, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back with more Inside the Cave.
Long Motor Sales in Tecumseh buys, sells, and trades used vehicles. Owner Eric Long won't actually sell you a car or truck, but he will help you buy the right vehicle at a fair price. You can shop current inventory online at longmotorsales.net. A friendly reminder that we can only control our own actions. Do your part in staying healthy and getting us all back to business as usual.
New to the lot this week at Long Motor Sales is a 2009 black Chevy Trailblazer. This roomy SUV comes equipped with four-wheel drive, a power moonroof, and power seats. This is a great family ride. Stop by and tell Eric you want to take this vehicle for a test drive today.
If your vehicle needs an oil change or a major overhaul or repair, take it to Long's Automotive Service. Nathan Long has over 15 years of experience as a certified technician, giving you dealership quality service at a low price. Long Motor Sales and Long Automotive Service in Tecumseh. Long, a name you know and trust.
Get your vehicle in shape for the summer with a complete cleanup at Beecher Street Car Wash and Auto Detailing. They will clean your vehicle inside and out. They offer detailing services like interior shampoo, hand wax, and buffing. Their expert staff will make your car, SUV, or van sparkle. They even do boats, RVs, and semis. Gift certificates available. Beecher Street Car Wash and Auto Detailing is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Ask about their monthly membership and their annual memberships. They're located on West Beecher Street next to Barrett's.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID19.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor. Your home may be your castle, but it's also your canvas, and it's where you can express your personal style. So think waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof with our stylish Cortec luxury vinyl floors to get the look that perfectly expresses what makes you, well, you. And it's now on sale for a limited time. So come in and choose from our large selection of wood and tile looks. And now, through July 31st, you can take advantage of our 12 months no-interest financing. And all Cortec products are Green Guard certified for indoor air quality. This means our floors are chemical-free and promote safe indoor air quality. And they're on sale now through July 31st. Qualifications and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
The Springs BP on West US 223 near Onstead Highway is your locally owned one-stop convenience store. The Springs BP Beer Cave is fully stocked and has a huge selection of craft beer along with all of the standards. If you're looking for something a little different, they have a variety of prepared cocktails and drink mixes plus state minimum prices on their huge selection of liquor. The Springs BP also has propane tank exchanges, fishing licenses, and bait. So if you're headed to the lake for the weekend or just heading home, make sure you stop and shop at the Springs BP.
Is your asphalt driveway cracking? Does it need maintenance? After years of wear and tear, this is Rocky from K&B Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. We do seal coating, hot rubber crack filling, and unlike others, we also do our own striping, patching, and paving. We are your one-stop shop for all your driveway and parking lot needs. We have 25 years of expertise and are fully insured for commercial and residential work. Visit us online or call 264-2541 for more information. At K&B Asphalt, we pledge to keep our customers satisfied by providing expert service with quality materials at a competitive price.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
Are your floors screaming for a makeover? If so, O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering in Tecumseh, with their combined 160 years of experience, wants to help. O'Connor & Sons sell and install many styles of floor covering. They have the area's largest selection of luxury vinyl tile and planks, which are completely waterproof. O'Connor & Sons also carries Cali Bamboo, which are the world's hardest floors. Pet problems? No worries. They have pet-proof carpet that is guaranteed against all pet stains. O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering on Russell Road in Tecumseh. Call them at 423-6170, or for more information, check them out on Facebook at O'Connor & Sons Flooring.
We're not just fair weather fans. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Whoa! Gross!
Hey, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. 96.5, The Cave.
8:28 the time, Tuesday, July 21st, 2020.
Who is that guy?
Ian Went, John Kane. What? Doing the liner? I don't know.
Who is? Yeah, I mean,
I've never met him.
Somebody's got to do it. I just wanted to know who it is. Can we out him or something? Let everybody know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So, okay, we got only about a half hour left. So, NFL. We've seen contraction here. We've gone from 4 to 2 to none, and there are a number of people that are quite seriously concerned that there's actually going to be a season. I think it's almost a foregone conclusion that there won't be anybody in the stands. I don't see that happening at all if they can get the season off the ground. And how's that spill over? How's that spill over into the collegiate ranks, the high school ranks? Because you're talking thousands upon thousands of more participants than what the NFL has. How do you control that situation? We've seen what? We've seen some small colleges, no major programs yet. Some small colleges have said they're not playing football this fall. Most notably the Ivy League, but there have been some other smaller colleges that are going to not play football this fall. We've got 2 states that I know of now, Virginia and California, that are saying no football in the fall. And California, certainly, they're one of the hot spots, but I don't even think Virginia is listed as a hot spot as a state, right?
We went through it last week, and their numbers are not as high as Michigan.
So,
wonder if that's political.
I don't know.
It is Virginia.
Right. Well, I don't know, but see, so that's a concern. And we have what? We've got about 19 days until August 10th when high school football teams are supposed to be practicing and getting ready for the season. I mean, we're going over our schedules, our broadcast schedules, hopefully for the fall. But, man, there's just a lot of moving pieces. And I think right now we don't really have a grasp for what the governor is going to do. She holds all the keys. I'm sure if she says there's not going to be any students back in the building, or if there's, even if there are, but substantially reduced, I mean, she floated fairly early the prospect of moving high school football to the spring.
And the MHSAA said,
and they said
we're doing it in the fall.
Right. But I think if push comes to shove, the governor gets the call on this, and
I don't know that she has the authority to. The MHSAA aren't they a private institution?
Yeah, but the thing is, the football programs are all school related, and if she doesn't open schools in the fall, there's no way there's going to be any fall sports, including football.
Right.
So,
and that is a call for the governor.
Right. Absolutely.
But schools, if they are open, her saying you should switch them to spring instead of fall, you could push back on that and say, well, the school is open, so we should have fall sports in the fall and spring in the spring.
Yeah, you could say that, but if she doesn't want it, who do you think is going to win in the court on that one? Because probably that's what.
Well, if schools are open and they say we want you to switch sports,
but how open are the schools? We don't know that yet. You know, they're talking about reduced capacity, perhaps only 30% of the students in the building at one time, and then another shift and that kind of thing. That's something they're all going to have to look at. And is it going to be a level playing field for everybody? I mean, the situation in Lenawee County could be markedly different from the Detroit Public Schools playing football. Lansing, Grand Rapids, which are, hotter spots, are the schools in the UP saying, we want to play football. Nothing, we got great numbers. We're in Zone 5. So, and does the entire state have to be in Zone 5 before the governor gives the okay to have students back in the buildings for school? Which is supposed to start next month.
Isn't July 29th sort of a big day in terms of that decision making for the MHSAA, at least?
Could be.
From a recent story I think I read.
I don't remember the date, but yeah. I mean, the 29th is just about 2 weeks out from the August 10th, when football practice is supposed to start. So this is that. Yeah, that could be the next big thing.
So what point are you trying to get at here?
Well, MHSAA has come out and said, we're going to go here. I'm kind of wondering what criteria they're basing it on, because the numbers in Michigan are still rising.
Well, define numbers.
Numbers of cases are still rising, and we know that's kind of a amorphous thing. So what is the MHSAA basing it on, based on the fact that they're moving ahead with high school football this year? They certainly can't say we're doing this because the case numbers are falling, because that's not the case.
Well, every new case you're gonna get, you're gonna say cases are going up. Isn't it about the rate that they're either going up or going down?
Yeah, that's true. But
here.
there's also there's also a hard number, and I'm not just talking a new case each day adds to the total. We're talking about what are the number of cases each day, and if it's in the hundreds, that's different than if it's below that. And
I don't think there's a magic number for daily cases. I mean, what can you realistically look at if you're talking about high school sports? How is this? It's the kids. How is
Right.
this virus affecting kids?
Well, the numbers are, it's continuing to drop the average age of the virus overall. That's been going on for a while. I mean, this thing used to be, when it first happened, it was confined to like 65 and above. Almost all the cases were there. But now I think the average, I don't know for sure, we'd have to look the number up, has been dropping it, and it may be back into the 40s now as the average age, because a lot more younger people are picking up the virus. So, and you're right, it's all about student safety. You can't, and I just, from what we have seen, and parents' concerns as well, they've got their children at home, and they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping them away from the virus because they're not out and about too much. And then you're going to put them into a situation where they're going to be maybe in a classroom with, who knows, there might be 15 to 20 students the way they're going to work it now. I don't think they're looking at classrooms of 30 or 35 students in a room. But how does that affect, and nobody knows what anybody else is doing when they're not in the classrooms. So it's a lot of moving pieces. I'm just, I don't have a lot of confidence yet. I need to see some dropping numbers, Well,
what's safe for you? If you had a student athlete who wanted or was on the football team and they were going to play this year, what number would make you feel safe?
I don't think I've got a particular number, but what I'd like to see is the rate dropping and getting close. I don't want to see it level off. Level off doesn't do us any good. We already did that. It worked horribly. States came out of the quarantine or, safe at home scenario with leveled off cases, and then it just skyrocketed like crazy. We have to see a declining curve, getting close back to the zero baseline instead of even level off. It doesn't do you any good to level off up here when the baseline is way down here and say, oh, we're level. That doesn't do any good. We've got to have something that's declining, getting closer to the zero baseline, in my opinion. So,
well, I think a good question for our listeners stemmed from this conversation is, what COVID numbers
are you comfortable
with for there to be sports in the fall, specifically football, because it's the most contact sport in the fall. Probably more
athletes are involved, more staff, more everything is involved, no question.
Yep. So your thoughts on that? I mean, we'll open up the phone lines to that. I think that's a solid question. And maybe the answer is we don't know. And since we don't know, we need someone to know or have an idea. We need experts to come out and say, here's a good number. But no one wants to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I wish somebody would come out with that and say, look, and show us the steps and say, this is what we think we need to do this.
Right. If we're like, let's say 3% positive test results. So 3% or less are positive that are getting tested. That's one step. If 2% of those are in the hospital, that's it's not a good number, but that's a number we can shoot for. And whatever percent of people are passing away from it on that. No one knows that number.
Right.
Because even one death is too many.
Well, and not only that.
Which is true. It'd be great to just, we're done. But
You're
that's
right.
not the case.
One death is too many, but the reality of the situation, it could mean that one case, the case of one student athlete football player coming up positive, could force you to test everybody else, and you could lose players for 2 weeks at least. You know, if the whole team has been exposed in some way, what happens then?
Yes.
I just think we need lower numbers, declining numbers, in order to be able to have confidence enough that when the student athletes are tested, we're not going to have people getting, no positives. And not only that, test them, but how often are you going to test them? We're talking something totally different from the NFL. They're testing every single day. That's not realistic.
That's a multi-billion-dollar business.
That's not realistic for a high school football team to test their players every single day, And you're right. We were talking about it off break. Yeah, there needs to be precautions in, but mostly individual people have to take as many precautions as they possibly can in order to make this thing come off. So if you can get your team with no positive test, then you got to make sure look, you guys, you got to do the Mo thing here for sure. When you're not here, you got to be spread out. You can't,
Spread out.
Yep. So you got to do that, or we're not going to be able to play football. And it would be bad enough if we couldn't start the season, but it would be worse to get a couple of games in and then all of a sudden the season's over.
So what's the good number for you, the listener? What is there one specific data point that you're looking for with COVID-19 that would make you feel comfortable playing football or having your child play football?
And you're right.
There can be varying things. You could say, number one, on the extreme, we shouldn't play football. There are people dying every day from COVID-19. And there's the extreme the other way. Let's just do it. Full bore, let's go.
And you're right.
Or do you think it's somewhere in the middle?
You're right. We may only have a week. July 29th might be the day where they're back there saying, if we don't hit certain numbers, we're not going to make it. We may only have a week to get there. I mean, that's 8 days from now. So
decisions have to be finalized.
Right.
I mean, the MHSAA made that decision, was it last week? Late last week, that we're going to go ahead. Right. They can certainly change their mind, but...
Or the government can change it for them.
Or the government can change it for them. Yes. Yep. Lot to discuss. Get your phone calls in. The number is 265-4000, 517 area code.
When we get back, we probably should do a little Diamond League.
Certainly.
We had a game last night, didn't we?
Nope, we got one tonight.
Oh, that's right. What am I thinking?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
I know. I fooled you, too.
Oh, jeez. That's bad.
John Kane, Ian Wendt on a Tuesday morning, July 21st. It's 8:44. Glad to have you along with us. We'll be back inside the cave.
Long Motor Sales in Tecumseh buys, sells, and trades used vehicles. Owner Eric Long won't actually sell you a car or truck, but he will help you buy the right vehicle at a fair price. You can shop current inventory online at longmotorsales.net. A friendly reminder that we can only control our own actions. Do your part in staying healthy and getting us all back to business as usual.
New to the lot this week at Long Motor Sales is a 2009 black Chevy Trailblazer. This roomy SUV comes equipped with four-wheel drive, a power moonroof, and power seats. This is a great family ride. Stop by and tell Eric you want to take this vehicle for a test drive today.
If your vehicle needs an oil change or a major overhaul or repair, take it to Long's Automotive Service. Nathan Long has over 15 years of experience as a certified technician, giving you dealership quality service at a low price. Long Motor Sales and Long Automotive Service in Tecumseh. Long, a name you know and trust.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
Summer bundles now available at D&P Communications. New customers get a 250 meg internet connection paired with D&P Connect Pro, the most complete whole home Wi-Fi experience available, for only $59.90 per month. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees not included. Some restrictions may apply. Service not available in all areas. Superior service, exceptional results. D&P Communications.
Hi, I'm Jim Nagypel.
And I'm Lisa Weddle, and we're the new owners of Nago Heating and Cooling.
I've been away for a while, but I'm excited to be back.
That's right. We're thrilled to offer Jim's extensive experience in heating, cooling, and plumbing back to this community.
We'll continue to service all brands of heating and cooling units, but we proudly sell Lennox, and we are your local Carrier dealer.
Please visit us at 1108 West Chicago Boulevard in Tecumseh, or give us a call at 423-3121.
Summer has finally arrived, and now that it's here, you better believe hot, muggy days are on the horizon. That means you need your air conditioner working at peak performance. If it's not, chances are you haven't had it checked recently. Or perhaps your air conditioner has checked out and is simply not keeping you cool on those hot, muggy days. Citizens Gas Fuel Company in Adrian can help with an air conditioning inspection. Trained professionals from Citizens Gas will come out and perform a complete inspection of your air conditioning unit to make sure it is ready for this upcoming hot and muggy summer. So do not spend another day wishing that you were cool and comfortable. Call Citizens Gas Fuel Company at 517-265-2144 today and schedule your air conditioning inspection. Again, that phone number is 517-265-2144 and schedule your air conditioning inspection. Citizens Gas Fuel Company, your local gas company, and more.
We want to take you out to the ballpark. At 96.5 The Cave, we created Ball with a Twist. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 2. Lenawee County High School teachers, administrators, and coaches will swing for the fences and play ball live from Cave Stadium. John Kane, Jeff Bowman, John Roberts, Pat Hayes, and Ian Wendt will call the action on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. The Lenawee Diamond League is brought to you by Hyatt Insurance and Beecher Street Car Wash.
The big names, the big games. We get you the story inside the Cave. 96.5 The Cave.
.49 inside the Cave. It's a Tuesday morning. Ian Wendt, John Kane with you. Normally on a Wednesday, we're switching it up this week. So we got the Tuesday crowd listening. We thank you for doing that this morning.
Yeah, you kind of messed me up because I'm used to doing the Tuesday morning show with that Dutch-speaking guy.
Pat Hayes?
Yeah.
Switching things up a little bit today and tomorrow. I will not be on the show tomorrow, but I will be on Thursday. There is a game scheduled tonight that is not the Tigers. It's a local game. It's a virtual game. It's the Lenawee Diamond League. So let's take a jump into the virtual world. All right, if you've listened to any of the games, you've heard that before. It's a Lenawee Diamond League, the virtual league. featuring the 12 county high schools. It's Morenci and Britton Deerfield tonight at 6 o'clock on 96.5 The Cave, 965thecave.com. Two teams that are 2-3 in their division.
2-3.
2 wins, 3 losses.
What is that? What's the standings in that division? Do we
Make
have
me
that?
do homework on the spot.
Yeah. Did we have that somewhere? This is like one of maybe the most competitive division that we have in Diamond League play, because I think the leader is like 3-2, and everyone else is like 2-3. So it is just so tight, that particular division.
Yeah, it's the Bulldogs, Patriots, Trojans, Aggies.
So
first place 3-2, last place 2-3.
So who's in first place? We don't know.
Well, according to our Twitter, Morenci has 3 wins, 2 losses, but according to this paper I'm reading, they got a different.
You got to check that. You got to check that.
I guess I can't trust what I'm reading anymore.
Because I thought that Morenci was 3-2 myself, and that Madison, Sand Creek, and BD were all 2-3. So if that's the case, this is a huge game. I mean,
yes, they're 3-2.
Yeah. See, so this is a huge game. This is one division that's kind of looking like it's going to be a 4-way tie for the top spot by the time we get to the end.
Yes.
And then we have to figure out who wins the division, and we have a process, I think, that we're formulating that will take care of that. We haven't really announced it yet, have we? We got to get together and say this is how we're going to do that.
Right. I think we should wait till the last week.
Right.
When we're getting close to finalizing our playoff picture.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening for the first time, the 12 teams divided into 3 divisions. Winner of each gets to go to the playoff, and 1 wild card.
1 wild card. That's right. And right now, I think there are 2 teams, if I remember correctly, that have just 1 loss. That would be Tecumseh and Clinton.
You would be correct.
And so, but there's a number of teams that have only 2 losses on the season. So they are certainly in the hunt for their division title, and also, of course, in the hunt for the wild card. So
certainly
got lots of great action that's going to be coming. So is that JB and JR on the call tonight?
It is John Roberts and
JR.
Jeff Bowman.
Okay, JB, JR, okay. So 6 o'clock, that's going to be another great Diamond League action game.
Yep, and we do have the starting pitchers, the projected starting pitchers for the game.
Oh, yeah?
For Morenci, it's going to be Renee Schaffner, and for Britton Deerfield, it'll be Allison Marvel.
All right. Well, I think I've had a couple Morenci games. Schaffner's been, she's been their ace. So that's going to be cool. And because Madison kind of started out in that division, getting the upper hand. They've hit a little bit of a skid here, and that's what's knocked them down into second place. But, you know, it's like Morenci's in first, and the other 3 are tied for second.
That is the case.
So it's like nobody's too far away. And if BD comes up with, if the Patriots get the win here tonight, boy, that's going to tighten up everything. That would make Morenci and BD tied for first at 3-3, with Madison and Sand Creek lurking at 2-3. So I tell you what. And the thing is, these divisions are so tight, and what oftentimes comes down to the tiebreaker is how they do against teams outside their division, because you don't get a lot of opportunities for that. Most of the games are played with inside your division, so those outside division wins are crucial for the teams in the Diamond League. So
Diamond League games are played Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights at 6, Saturdays at 2.
Not Monday?
No.
Okay.
No, not Monday.
Okay.
Start on Tuesday.
All right. I don't know why I thought there was a game last night.
Well, because we're normally on Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. See?
Or Thursday. We normally have a game to talk about. Today we don't.
Right.
It's a preview.
That's true. That's true. So that's what kind of messed me up. So,
all right. Any final thoughts?
I think
we're almost out of here.
Yeah, we're almost out of here. So we want to wish everyone in the Clinton community our best wishes, and going to have you hopefully get the community hugely involved and decided what new name that the Clinton Public Schools are going to use for their mascot.
Opening a new chapter in the book of Clinton Community Schools. That's going to do it for the show today. I'll be back on Inside the Cave Thursday morning.
You know,
John, are you on tomorrow?
I'll be back. Actually, I'm going to be back on In the Cave on Thursday morning
with me.
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
Oh no. Cheesemo.
Yeah. Who put that schedule together?
The guy that talks Dutch.
Well, that's going to be it for the show today. The DA show coming up at 9 o'clock, followed by Pat McAfee, 10 to noon. Jim Rome, noon to 3. The Huge Show, 3 to 6. And then our virtual Diamond League action will be at 6 o'clock tonight. Morenci, Britton Deerfield with John Roberts and Jeff Bowman. Inside the Cave here on 96.5 The Cave, 965thecave.com.
50 years. Coverage you can count on and advice you can trust. Always there whenever you need them.
Call the experts. Hayes Insurance. You know just how close you've come. Call Hayes Insurance. Get all the insurance you need.
Hayes Insurance, 423-8316.
Concerned about what's in your food for your reptiles or fish? At Red Mill Pet Supplies, we research where our food comes from, so you don't have to. Our large, healthy adult crickets are always brought in from a good source and are stored in a clean environment. We also stock regular and giant-sized mealworms. For your small animals, fish, reptiles, and birds, all your pets need for a healthier, happier life can be found at 1111 West Chicago Boulevard, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and on Facebook at Red Mill Pet Supplies.
We support a lot of local businesses, and we appreciate you supporting us. This is Josh Holly, General Sales Manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. Here's reasons to get your next vehicle from us. Chevy makes the best vehicles on the road. You'll discover our staff is always professional and friendly. And if you don't find the vehicle you want on our lot, we have access to a huge inventory through the Suburban Collection. Come out and experience the difference on the corner of M52 and US 12 at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton. Make the choice.
Life as a farmer has many sides. That's why we work with Nationwide, the #1 farm insurer, to help farmers and ranchers stay profitable and protected. With Nationwide, you can feel confident you're getting coverage that fits your operations needs. Find out how to help protect your farm or ranch. Call us today.
D.S. Johnson and Associates, located in Adrian, Morenci, and Monroe. Give them a call today at 517-263-2582.
For your many sides, there's Nationwide. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review and approval. Products and discounts not available to all persons in all states.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports.